No one is coming. Read that again. Let it burn into your brain, because that sentence is more valuable than anything they teach in school, more real than any motivational quote you'll see online. You are alone. Not in a sad, melodramatic way, not in the nobody loves me type of whining. No, you are alone in responsibility, alone in obligation, alone in fixing your life, because no one else is coming to do it for you. The world isn't built to save you, it's built to test you. Life throws punches every day, and while you're sitting there hoping someone will show up and lift you out of the dirt, life is already kicking you in the ribs again. There are no superheroes, no mentors flying in with capes, no magical friends who suddenly unlock all the doors for you. There is just you, your will, and your ability to adapt, fight, and conquer. The average person doesn't want to hear this. They want comfort. They want to be told that someone is coming to save them. They want to believe that someday, somehow, things will just magically get better. They spend their lives clinging to this fantasy like a child waiting for Santa Claus, completely oblivious to the fact that life is passing them by while they wait. People say, things aren't going well right now, but I'm sure something will change soon. As if success is some cosmic accident that just shows up like a delivery package. Let me tell you what's going to happen if you keep thinking like that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You'll wake up 5 years from now, still broke, still overweight, still stuck in the same mental prison, still waiting. You'll be bitter, angry, and lost, wondering why life didn't work out the way you thought it would. And you know why it didn't, because you never decided to take full control, you never snapped out of the illusion, you never accepted that no one is coming, you never realized that life doesn't get better until you do. There are two kinds of people in this world. The first group waits. They wait for opportunities, for motivation, for miracles. They waste time, they pray for change, but they never move their feet. They talk big, but act small. The second group, they move, they act, they build, they fight. They get up when they fall. They accept the pain, the pressure, the discipline, because they know that no one is going to fight their battles for them. You were not born to be rescued. You were born to conquer, but you've got to make a choice. Either you own your life or your life owns you. Either you take the wheel or you get dragged by circumstances until you crash. That's how this works. You've got bills, handle them. You've got a broken heart, heal it. You've got a dream, chase it until your legs break. But whatever you do, stop waiting for someone to come do it for you. Nobody is obligated to help you. The harsh truth is, most people don't even care. They've got their own battles, their own struggles. Everyone's drowning in their own problems. So why would they stop everything to pull you out of yours? The only person who cares enough about your future to change it is you. That's it. You are the rescuer. You are the plan. You are the emergency response team. You are the one who kicks the door down and changes everything. You don't need more advice. You don't need another YouTube video or another motivational quote. You need discipline. You need action. You need to shut off the noise and get to work. Right now, while you're sitting there reading this, someone else is grinding. Someone else is up before the sun. Someone else is sacrificing comfort to build the future they want. And that person is going to beat you unless you get serious. Life doesn't reward the lazy. It doesn't reward the dreamers. It rewards those who are willing to suffer with purpose. You want a better body. No one's coming to drag you to the gym. You want money. No one's going to deposit $1 million in your bank account out of pity. You want peace of mind. No one's going to delete your anxiety and gift you tranquility. You've got to earn it through force, through struggle, through relentless, almost obsessive effort. People will say, but it's hard. Of course it's hard. That's why it's worth doing. That's why so few people ever become anything more than average, because average is easy, average is safe, average is waiting for help that never comes. Greatness requires pain. Greatness demands that you sacrifice comfort, pleasure, and sometimes even sanity to rise above the weak. And here's the craziest part: when you stop waiting, when you finally accept that no one is coming, you become powerful. Because now you've removed the crutch, now you're not relying on anyone. You realize that everything you need is already inside you. You realize that discipline will carry you when motivation dies. That mental toughness will keep you standing when everything tries to break you. Let me make this real for you. Think about your life right now. Where are you struggling? Be honest. Is it your finances, your fitness, your focus, your future? Now, ask yourself, what are you actually doing about it? Not what are you planning to do, not what you intend to do. What are you doing? What actions are you taking every single day to change your reality? Because if you're not moving, you're losing. If you're not building, you're breaking. And every day you wait, every day you delay, every day you hope someone else will fix it for you, is another day stolen from your potential. People love to pretend they're victims. It gives them an excuse. I can't succeed because of my childhood, because of my boss, because of society, because of my anxiety. Shut that down. You're not a victim. You're just not acting like a victor. The world doesn't care about your reasons. It only responds to your results. You need to build a mind so sharp that nothing penetrates it. You need to become so disciplined that nothing distracts you. You need to construct a body and a character so strong that when life hits, you don't just take the punch, you swing back harder. And when you do that, you'll realize something profound. You never needed anyone to come save you. You only needed to wake up. Most of the world is asleep. They sleep with their eyes open. They go through the motions, working jobs they hate, scrolling through other people's lives, numbing themselves with distractions, waiting for something magical to happen, and nothing ever does. You want to live differently. Then you have to think differently. You have to act differently. You have to kill the part of you that waits and awaken the part of you that dominates. Don't ask anyone to help you win. Don't expect encouragement, support, or praise. Assume you'll have to do it all alone, and when people do show up to support you, be grateful, but never rely on it, because if your strength depends on others, you're already weak. The day you stop hoping for someone to come fix your situation is the day you start becoming who you're meant to be. That's when your transformation begins. That's when you go from being a passive observer to a ruthless executor. That's when you stop existing and start living. So burn the fantasy, burn the excuses. Burn the story you tell yourself about why your life is the way it is. Burn it all down. Then pick up the ashes and build your legacy, alone, focused, relentless. No one is coming, and that's the best news you'll ever hear. Because now, you're free, free to own it all, free to rise without limits, free to stop depending on the unreliable and become something untouchable. You either become the man who moves mountains, or the man buried beneath them. Which one are you? You have to understand something brutally real. This world rewards action, not intention. It rewards the man who moves, not the one who thinks about moving. You don't become successful by meditating on it, journaling about it, or watching videos about success on loop. You become successful by getting up and getting after it like your life depends on it, because it does. You either take control of your life or your life controls you. It's binary, no middle ground. No compromise. Most people live as slaves and don't even realize it. Not in chains, not in prison cells, but in mental cages they built themselves. They wake up every day with a silent scream in their chest because deep down they know they're meant for more, but they've buried that truth under layers of excuses. They traded their potential for pleasure, their discipline for distraction, their power for passivity. And you know what the worst part is? They're still waiting, still hoping someone will show up and fix everything, as if some magic fairy is going to pay off their debt, fix their body, change their habits, and give them the life they've been too lazy to build. But you're different, right? At least you say you are. You say you're hungry. You say you want more. Well, if you really want more, then stop behaving like someone who deserves less. Kill the version of you that's comfortable. Kill the one that scrolls, snoozes, and procrastinates. That version of you is the enemy. That version is the reason you're not where you want to be, and you'll never see the light of your true potential until you destroy it. Let's get something straight. No one is going to teach you how to be great. Why would they? Greatness is a threat to mediocrity. Most people are too scared to level up, so they mock or ignore anyone who tries. If you want to rise, you're going to have to do it alone, in silence, in the dark, while everyone else is asleep, both literally and metaphorically. You'll have to train alone, build alone, suffer alone, sacrifice alone. And that's the exact process that forges monsters, the kind of men who are unshakable. The kind of men who don't need anyone because they've turned themselves into everything. People don't change when life is good. They change when they've been broken, When they've hit a point so low, so painful, that staying the same becomes unbearable, that's when the switch flips. That's when the real fight begins. You don't become powerful in comfort. You become powerful in chaos, and the moment you realize that no one is coming to rescue you is the moment you become dangerous. You want freedom, you better become a savage, not a loudmouth, not a poser. A real savage, someone who can discipline his mind like a weapon, someone who doesn't flinch when the world spits in his face, someone who knows that the only thing separating him from the life he wants is the amount of pain he's willing to endure. That's it. Pain tolerance, sacrifice, relentless self-discipline, that's the currency of real power. So when you're tired, do more. When you're scared, go forward. When you fail, stand up and hit harder. And when your mind tells you to quit, laugh because that voice is weak and it dies when you keep going. You don't need easier conditions. You need a stronger mindset. The kind of mindset that doesn't look for exits, only entrances. The kind that doesn't hope things get better, it makes them better. Look around, everyone's soft now, mentally weak, emotionally fragile, always triggered, always offended, always looking for a way to blame someone else. It's pathetic. They've traded strength for sensitivity, truth for comfort, reality for fantasy. You, on the other hand, were built for more, but you'll only experience that more if you do what they won't. Take brutal responsibility for every second of your life. Stop outsourcing your future. Stop thinking some mentor, coach, or savior will come hand you the keys. Even if someone did try to help you, it wouldn't matter. Because if you haven't developed the mental capacity to carry the weight, you'll drop it the second it gets heavy. This is why most people lose. They get opportunities, but they're not ready for them. They don't have the discipline, the clarity, or the hunger. And without those three things, you're nothing. You want to get rich. Good, then earn it. You want to build a body like a warrior. Good. Then stop eating trash and put in the reps. You want respect. Then start acting like someone who deserves it. Respect isn't given. It's taken through consistent excellence. And guess what? No one's clapping for you while you do it. You think the world's going to cheer you on while you improve? No, they'll mock you. They'll doubt you. They'll try to drag you back down to their level because your growth threatens their weakness. You better get used to being misunderstood. You better get used to walking alone, because that's the path of the uncommon. That's the walk of the elite. The lions don't care about the sheep, and the wolves don't beg for acceptance from the herd. So why are you still trying to be liked? Why are you still hoping someone will come along and validate you, save you, hold your hand? That's weakness. That's victimhood. That's loser mentality. A man who walks alone walks fastest. A man who suffers in silence suffers with purpose, and a man who needs nothing becomes capable of everything. Remember this: when you stop looking for help, you start creating results. When you stop hoping for a better life and start demanding it from yourself, that's when the shift happens. That's when the world stops controlling you and you start bending it to your will. You'll be tested constantly. Life will push you, break you, betray you. It'll send storms, setbacks, and fake friends. And it will keep doing that until you prove you're no longer the same soft version of yourself that tolerated it before. So ask yourself, are you building a mind that can endure? Are you developing the kind of self-respect that refuses to live on his knees? Because let me tell you the truth, if you don't become the hero of your own life, you'll be a victim in someone else's. You'll be a pawn in someone else's game, a tool, a follower, an NPC in your own story. And you weren't born to be that. But here's the thing, no one's going to tell you this to your face. No one's going to grab you by the collar and shake you awake. They're too afraid of offending you. They'd rather watch you rot in mediocrity than risk making you uncomfortable. So let me say what needs to be said. You're the problem, and you're the solution. Everything you don't like about your life is your fault. That's not an insult, that's your power, because if it's your fault, then it's within your control. You're not stuck. You're just not disciplined. You're not cursed. You're just lazy. You're not unlucky. You're just not relentless. And the day you accept that, truly accept it, is the day you become unstoppable. But if you keep sitting around, waiting for a better time, a better condition, a better mentor, you'll stay stuck forever. You'll die full of potential. You'll leave this world never having scratched the surface of who you could have been. And that, my friend, is the greatest tragedy of all. Don't let it happen. Stand up. Take the pain. Face the fire. Burn through your weaknesses until only strength remains. Move with intent. Train like your life depends on it. Execute like you're being watched by the future version of yourself, who made it the version who doesn't beg, doesn't wait, doesn't make excuses. Because no one is coming to build that version for you, you either become him or you remain a ghost. Most men will never understand how much power they truly hold because they've never been forced to look in the mirror and accept the reality of their situation. They've been taught to cope, to rationalize, to excuse. They've been taught that it's okay to be soft, average, and dependent, that it's okay to cry about their circumstances and wait for someone to save them. That's the lie, that's the poison, that's why they lose. Because the real truth, the one no one wants to admit, is this: you're already equipped. You already have the ability to change everything. You just don't believe it. You haven't been pushed far enough, you haven't suffered enough, you haven't been humiliated enough to finally snap and say, that's it. I'm done being weak, I'm done being average, I'm done waiting. That moment. That's the birth of a new man, but you won't reach that moment by chance. You have to choose to confront it. You have to wake up and willingly walk into the fire, not once, not twice, every single day. That's how you forge a warrior. That's how you transform your life from a story of excuses into a legacy of dominance. Let's talk straight. You're not a child. You're not a victim. You're not someone who needs their hand held through life. You're a man, and as a man, you have a duty not just to survive, but to conquer. Not just to get by, but to dominate every area of your existence, your mind, your body, your finances, your relationships. Your time, your habits. If you don't master these things, someone else will master you. Every second you spend doubting yourself, hesitating, avoiding responsibility, that's time someone else is using to outwork you, outthink you, outperform you. The world doesn't slow down because you're tired. It doesn't pause because you're confused. It doesn't care that you're overwhelmed. It keeps moving, and if you can't move faster, smarter, and harder, you'll get crushed. And the worst part, you'll deserve it, because you had the chance to rise. You had the ability, you just didn't use it. You see, most people suffer not from a lack of resources, but from a lack of urgency. They think they have time, they think tomorrow will be different. They keep saying, I'll start next week. While the clock is laughing in their face, you don't have time, you're dying every second. Your dreams are bleeding out while you waste time scrolling, gossiping, daydreaming. You're asleep at the wheel while your potential burns to the ground. There's no one coming to wake you up. No one is going to break into your room and say, today's the day you finally become great. That doesn't happen. You have to get up, look yourself dead in the eyes and decide. Decide that you've had enough. Decide that from this day forward, weakness dies and greatness begins. Decide that you are no longer okay with mediocrity, no longer okay with being broke, soft, slow, uncertain, unseen. And once you make that decision, you back it up with ruthless execution. You don't negotiate with laziness, you kill it. You don't make space for excuses, you silence them. You don't entertain fear. You punch it in the mouth and walk forward anyway. That's how warriors think. That's how kings are made. You're not here to be liked. You're not here to be comfortable. You're here to win. And every day that you act like anything less, you betray the man you were born to be. You need to become addicted to progress, obsessed with results, hungry for the next level, comfortable with discomfort. When the average man is looking for shortcuts, you're building your own path. When they sleep in, you rise earlier. When they talk, you execute. When they flinch, you step in. That's the difference. That's how men separate themselves from the herd. They don't ask for the throne, they take it. But that only happens when you realize you're all you've got. You are the plan, you are the strategy, you are the resource, the edge, the weapon. Once that becomes your identity, you become invincible. You stop flinching, you stop complaining, you stop needing validation. You stop explaining yourself to people who will never understand the hunger that lives inside of you. People will try to break you. They'll mock you, question you, try to guilt you into shrinking. Let them. Their opinion doesn't matter. Their approval means nothing. You're not building your empire to be liked, you're building it because anything less is unacceptable. You're not working this hard to impress people, you're working this hard because you refuse to die with regret. You want to know the cost of waiting? It's everything. Every minute you hesitate, every hour you waste, every year you spend not fully committed, you lose ground that can never be recovered. Time is the one thing you can't earn back. You can rebuild a business, you can recover from failure, you can bounce back from betrayal, but time only goes in one direction and it's against you. And here's the truth, the world is not going to slow down to let you catch up. You're either moving with power or getting left behind. That's why you must build daily, with intention and violence. You must wake up with fire in your chest and a war plan in your mind. You must train your body like a weapon. You must feed your mind with power, not poison. You must protect your focus like a lion guards his territory, because distractions are the enemies of greatness. It's not about being perfect. It's about being relentless. You will fail, you will fall short, you will have bad days, but you never stop. You never surrender, you get sharper, you get smarter, you come back harder because you know the truth, you are your only savior. The government won't save you, the system doesn't care, your friends can't save you, your family can't do the work for you, there is no helicopter coming to pull you out of mediocrity. No superhero is flying in to lift your bank account, fix your body, clean up your habits, or heal your trauma. That work is yours, that burden is yours, that glory is yours. When you finally accept that, and I mean truly accept it, life changes. Your energy shifts. Your presence becomes undeniable. You walk into rooms differently. You stop apologizing. You stop explaining. You carry yourself like a man who knows he builds empires for breakfast. You're no longer hoping, you're executing, and people notice. They may not say it, but they feel it. That quiet confidence, that killer instinct, that dangerous calm, that aura that says, I don't need anything from you, I built myself. That's the kind of power that can't be faked. That's the result of walking through fire and not flinching, of enduring pain without whining, of facing your fears without folding. Every man has two paths in life. He either becomes a weapon or he becomes a warning. He either hardens himself into steel or rots from the inside out. He either creates his future or gets buried by it. There is no middle ground, so you need to ask yourself, which man are you becoming? Because the clock is ticking, the world is watching, and your future self is either going to thank you or curse you for the choices you make today. Stop pretending you have time. Stop lying to yourself about what you're capable of. Stop dragging your feet like life owes you something. No one is coming to fix your mess. No one is coming to give you permission. You either level up now or live with the regret forever. The good news, you don't need to wait. You don't need approval. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to decide. Decide that you're done waiting. Done hesitating, done hoping. Decide to rise, and then go to war with your weakness, with your fear, with your excuses. Because in the end, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the man you're choosing to be every day. Choose wisely. There comes a moment in every man's life where he has to make a decision, a permanent, irreversible decision. It's the point where he says, I either rise and build or I stay small and die broke. That moment defines your destiny. And most men, they avoid that moment like cowards. They dodge it. They numb it with distractions. They run from it like it's fire, because deep down they know the truth. Once you decide to take full ownership, you can't ever blame anyone again. And that terrifies them. You see, accountability is the most liberating and terrifying thing on this planet. The second you say, everything in my life is my fault, you're free, but most people don't want that freedom. They'd rather stay in chains and say, it's the government's fault. It's my parents' fault, my boss, the economy, the system. They build their entire identity around blame, around helplessness, around being a victim. But there's no power in that, none, zero. Victims don't build empires, victims don't get rich, victims don't inspire armies, victims don't protect their families or become legends, victims are forgotten. And that's not you. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't born to be average. You weren't created to play small and die with your greatness buried 6 feet deep. You were built to lead, to dominate, to rise. But that only happens when you embrace the burden, the pressure, the responsibility, the war that comes with becoming your own savior. Nobody is coming. No one is knocking on your door with a briefcase of money, a six-pack, a mentor, a wife, a mansion, and a roadmap to greatness. You have to take all of it, earn all of it, forge all of it with your bare hands, your discipline, and your unshakable will. And the first step, stop negotiating with yourself. You don't feel like waking up early. Too bad, get up. You don't feel like training. Hit the gym anyway. You're tired. Everyone's tired. You're scared. Good. Fear means you're pushing. You're uncertain. Perfect. That's where growth lies. Real men act regardless of emotion. Real men build in the storm. That's what separates the elite from the rest. They don't wait to feel ready. They move anyway. You have to rewire your mind to see pain as fuel. Discomfort becomes your compass. The hard path, that's your route. Because the easy route leads to weakness, dependency, softness, and death. The world doesn't reward easy. The world rewards warriors. So stop running from the pain, invite it, use it, let every failure, every rejection, every betrayal sharpen you. While others cry, you train. While they sleep, you plan. While they doubt, you execute. Because every ounce of adversity you overcome is another brick in your empire. You want freedom, build it. You want wealth, earn it. You want power, take it. This world bows to the few who refuse to settle. The men who take hits and get back up stronger. The men who stare into the abyss and keep walking. The men who would rather die on their feet than live on their knees. That's who you must become, not just once, but every day. You build that version of you through daily battles. You fight your excuses. You fight your urges. You fight your distractions. You fight your laziness. You fight your old self, the version of you that wanted comfort over conquest, pleasure over purpose, rest over results. That version must die. You must kill him every day. That's the price of greatness. And let's be honest, most people aren't willing to pay that price. That's why you rarely see true men anymore. You see boys in grown bodies. Addicted, distracted, emotional, fragile. They've been raised by screens, validated by likes, and broken by soft parenting and softer environments. They have no edge, no grit, no spine. They crumble under pressure, drown in self, doubt, and seek comfort at every turn. But you're done with that. You've seen behind the curtain. You've tasted what weakness gives you nothing. You know that the only way to rise is through fire. You've accepted that no one is coming. And now you're dangerous. Now you're focused. Now you're a threat not to others, but to the version of you that thought small, acted small, and accepted less than excellence. From this point forward, your life is war. A daily war between your higher self and your lower self. Every action you take feeds one of them. Every decision you make strengthens one of them, and only one gets to live. So who wins? You decide that every day you wake up. You decide with your habits, with your discipline, with your focus. You decide when you say no to distractions and yes to your goals. You decide when you ignore your feelings and do what needs to be done. You decide when you train harder, think sharper, move faster, and execute without hesitation. Your future self is watching you. 10 years from now, the man you become will either shake your hand or slap you in the face. He'll either say, "Thank you for going to war," or he'll say, "Why did you waste everything?" The time, the opportunity, the potential, all of it is in your hands. Every day you write the story. Every choice is a sentence. Every sacrifice is a paragraph, and every victory is a chapter. But don't get it twisted, this journey is lonely. It's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be understood by everyone. You're not supposed to be liked by everyone. You're not here to fit in. You're here to build something that most men can't even fathom. And that means isolation. That means criticism. That means silence. And that's okay. Let it sharpen you. Let it mold you. Let it harden you into a man that cannot be broken. You have to stop chasing motivation and start chasing results. Motivation is a feeling. Results are reality. You can cry and still win. You can be scared and still win. You can be unsure and still take action. The men who wait for perfect circumstances, who wait to feel ready, who wait for someone to tell them go, those men die broke, forgotten, and bitter. The world doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards those who move with intent. You know what you need to do. Deep down, you've always known. You've just been lying to yourself. You've told yourself you're not ready, that it's not the right time, that someone will help, that something will change, but nothing changes until you change, and no one is coming to make that happen. You have to become the man who does what others won't, who pushes when others fold. Who builds when others sleep, who studies while others party, who trains while others rot. You are not like them. You were never meant to be like them, and the more you embrace that, the more power you unlock. You're the one who creates momentum. You're the one who breaks the generational curse. You're the one who shifts your bloodline from weakness to strength, from poverty to abundance, from fear to fearlessness. It's all on you. No one is coming to do it for you, and that's the greatest gift you've been given, that it's all on you, because that means you get all the glory. The power, the wealth, the freedom, the respect, it all becomes yours when you accept the truth and step into the arena. Fists up, eyes forward, heart steady. So stop talking, stop waiting, stop fantasizing. Start building. You know what must be done. The world doesn't owe you a thing, and neither does life. But if you work, if you grind, if you bleed for your future, it will pay you back with interest. You'll look around and realize, I built this. You'll feel that unshakable pride, that quiet confidence, that storm inside that no one can touch. Because you'll know the truth that most will never understand. No one is coming. But I came for me, and I never stopped. You've heard the truth, not the sugar. Coated lies the world feeds you, the raw, cold, ruthless truth. No one is coming, no mentor, no savior, no shortcut, just you and the brutal decision to rise or rot. To build or beg, to dominate or be forgotten, this life. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care about your story, your excuses, or your broken past. It only cares about one thing. Did you show up and conquer, or did you fold like the rest? That's it. And every day you wake up, you get another shot to answer that question. So step into the fire, embrace the pressure, become the weapon, and etch your name into this world with action, not words. Because legends aren't born, they're forged in silence, in sweat, in solitude, and in sacrifice. This is your life, and if you want a throne, build it. No one is coming, but you don't need anyone. You're already here. Now prove it.